Long ago, in a faraway land, next to a magical wood, there was a girl named Cinderella, who was pretty and good. She lived with her two stepsisters and her cruel stepmother. They made her cook and clean all day, one task after the other. At night, they let her sleep among the cinders by the flame. And that is how our lovely Cinderella got her name. One morning, the prince came by with invitations for them all. Next week at the palace, there would be a fancy ball. "What should we wear?" the sisters cried. "A ball! What a delight! Can you help them pick dresses for the special night?" Cinderella was excited too. She'd never danced before. But her stepmother said, "You stay at home and wash the floor." She went outside, sat down and cried, for it just wasn't fair. When suddenly, her fairy godmother was standing there. "Child, don't you cry," the fairy said, "for you'll be dancing too. Now dry your tears and wash your face. We have some work to do." "I can't go to the ball," she cried. "I have but rags to wear." The fairy said some magic words and waved her wand in the air. Then several pretty gowns appeared, along with many shoes. Which one should she wear to the ball? Help Cinderella choose. "A real princess does not walk to a ball," the fairy said, and turned a pumpkin into a coach, 4 horses at its head. The fairy said, "The spell will break at 12 o'clock, my dear. Be home by then, before your clothes and coach all disappear." At the palace, the royal ball was soon to start. The prince hoped that tonight he'd meet a girl who'd win his heart. He tried on coats and pants. He pinned some badges on his chest. Can you help him find his princess? Can you help him look his best? The prince saw pretty Cinderella standing in the crowd. His heart beat fast. "I am in love," he almost said out loud. He asked her, "Will you dance with me? You are a lovely sight." "Of course," she said, and took his hand. "I'll dance with you all night." As they danced, they fell in love, and time went by so fast. When the clock struck 12, Cinderella remembered the spell the fairy had cast. "I must go home right now," she thought, "before I break the spell." As Cinderella rushed off down the stairs, one slipper fell. The next day, servants from the palace searched the kingdom through to find the girl who'd won the prince, whose foot would match the shoe. When Cinderella tried it on, it fit her like a glove. That's how the prince knew Cinderella was his lady love. He took her to the palace, and they married right away. And there they live in joyful bliss until this very day. The end.
Kingdom of coral and pearl lived a lovely little mermaid, an underwater girl. She had the body of a girl but the fins of a fish. She'd swim quickly through the water, and her tail would go swish. She had a beautiful voice and sang all day. Among the fish and shells, she'd sing songs and play. One day she saw a very big ship sail near, with lots of people in it, full of joy and cheer. "Happy birthday, Prince," the mermaid heard them say, as they ate and drank and danced the night away. Suddenly a storm began. The waves grew very high. The ship tossed in the water and thunders filled the sky. The prince fell overboard and got carried by a wave. The people shouted, "Who can help? We need somebody brave." And just when he couldn't swim any more, the mermaid came and caught him and pulled him to shore. She tried to gently shake him. "You are safe on the shore." He called out to the endless waves, "Come back, come out of the sea. You saved my life. That voice of yours will always stay with me." The mermaid thought, "The ocean fairy may just lend a hand. She'll give me legs, and then I will be free to live on land." The fairy said, "I'll help you out, but nothing comes for free. I'll give you legs, but mermaid dear, your voice stays here with me." And just like that, the ocean fairy blinked and twitched her chin. And then 2 legs appeared, just where the mermaid's tail had been. The prince remembered the mermaid as he walked on the sand, and he was sad that she was underwater and he was on land. He saw a lonely girl with eyes of blue and hair so blonde. He talked to her and asked her questions, but she did not respond. He finally said, "It's cold, come to my castle if you will." She followed him, but didn't say a word. Her tongue was still. In the castle, the mermaid didn't really know just what to do. She'd never lived outside the water. Everything was new. Forks and knives and silver plates, cups inlaid with pearl. They were just like the clamshell she had drunk from as a girl. For many days the mermaid was a silent guest, never saying a word, though she did her best. Then out of the blue, the prince recalled one day the very girl who'd rescued him and quickly gone away. He drew her near and kissed her tenderly upon her cheek. The spell was broken, and the little mermaid could now speak. They married in the castle to the sound of wedding bells. They walked together down an aisle paved with clams and shells. And to this day, if you listen as the waves dance on the shore, you'll hear the mermaid's song of lovers who will part no more. The end.